Okay, forgive my dirty mat here, but we're going to take a look at some Amiibo that I just have not opened yet. I got a few of them. I'd say 2, 3, 4, maybe like just over 12. But yeah, let's get into it. First one we have is Byleth. This is the Super Smash Brothers Byleth. It's the player 2, right? Oh no. I have the player 2. But yeah, Byleth, one of the one of the many Fire Emblem characters that exists. This one came out during the time they were doing a whole bunch of player 2s, which I will say the way that they did it was a little annoying, because like player 1 was available at certain stores, player 2 available at others. It made it really difficult to get a hold of the right one, or not necessarily the right one, but all of them. Here we have the male Byleth. I have no idea about this character at all. I never played the game that they were from, but I do know that at least the design for the Super Smash Brothers characters, Amiibos, are always pretty solid. As edgy as it is, and as weird as it, I kind of do like the flowing sleeves. I don't know why there's like a hole here, but then they like come together. It's like, why not just wear why not just wear droopy sleeves? That's fine. It's a design choice, but that's perfectly fine. I do like the hair. The sword, I feel like it looks like it's supposed to be made of bone. The color on camera just makes it look like old chewed bubblegum. In person, it looks a little closer to like the bone color. Otherwise, I would say that there's not as much like fine detail in the Byleth figure as there are in some of the other Fire Emblem characters. And I think it's just because this one doesn't have as much like body armor pieces as other characters do, but it's still a fine character. Anyway, moving on. Next, we have Palico. This is, it says Feline Melzano for the Monster Hunter Sunbreak Feline. So this is, yeah, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Again, I don't really play all of these series, but I do collect all of the Amiibo. I'm pretty close. I think I'm missing 6 total Amiibo. One of them being like freaking $800. That I don't know if I'll ever get that Amiibo, but you know, whatever. It exists. However, I do really like the Monster Hunter figures that they have done, especially the ones that they did for like the Monster Hunter stories that were Japan only, I think, where they had like the dragon riders. In this particular case, we have one of the little cat companions that you can have. Lots of nice like scale detail on the cape, and even just fine detail on these little like ear wings. The face is cute too, and it looks like, yeah, teeth are actually like modeled in there, which that's a nice detail. I do dig that, and even like the texturing on the fur is quite nice. Again, like compared to the Fire Emblem character, like this is like the same sort of thing, but it has more fine detail just because there's more, I don't know, armor pieces. Little paint mishap right here. But he's cute. I like him. I like his little face. Like, meow. Okay, next. This one, surprisingly expensive. I remember when these packs used to be like $40, $45. It's like 65 now. Everything is getting more expensive. So here we got 3 more. These are for Splatoon. Obviously Splatoon 3. Every Splatoon gets its own little wave of figures, which I actually really do like collecting them. Outside of, I would say, like the Mario series, I would say, and the Animal Crossing series, I would say that there are more Splatoon figures. Yeah, maybe they have the second largest amount. Looking at the Amiibo, I think that Mario has the highest number of Amiibo made for it, like as far as the series goes. I would say that Animal Crossing had the second, but I think with these, Splatoon is now the second largest number of individual characters. The only thing that sucks about the Splatoon ones is when they started re-releasing or releasing new ones, they were just color swaps. So I think that's the only thing that kind of sucks about most of the Splatoon ones. These do look original, though. I don't remember seeing these specific designs, but either way, these are Splatoon 3 characters. I like the use of like the IV bag as the ink sac. That's actually kind of cool. I would say lots of cool detail on this one too. Cool work on like the shirt with the design. I also appreciate how shiny all of like the ink and octopus parts, because I think this is an octoling. And then you have a squidling, which again looking pretty cool. Style-wise, I think that Splatoon actually works really well as these characters, especially because like they give them all these. I like this guy. I like just all the goopy slime that flies around, and I like it because they can use the slime or ink rather as the like the support boots rather than doing like these invisible or colored boots. It just lends itself to giving like a neat design aspect that, I don't know, it allows them to make shapes and poses that are less common and don't look goofy because of some sort of weird little boots on them. But yeah, dude, this guy this guy looks amazing. I love his face and his giant eyes. Looks like he comes out of some sort of like freaking animated cartoon movie. I actually really do like this pose. I think that's pretty cool. Even like ripped shirt, model wise, I think it's pretty solid too. I like the weapon. This would be like the bow, right? It has to be. I don't play most of these games, so I just collect the pretty toys. Speaking of pretty toys, how about a pretty dog? This is Palamute. Again from Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. So not only can you have cat friends, you can have doggo friends too. Looks like they have a similar... Yeah, they've got like a similar armor design. Just, this one is a dog. The dogs always seem to look more serious. But I think it fits. I like whatever this is. Behind the scenes thing, I have been like sneezing up a storm while I'm recording this video. I don't know freaking why. So all the jump cuts are literally just me like turning my head and sneezing. But yeah, I like whatever this is. It looks like he can grab it with his mouth and use it as a weapon. Again, similar texture to these little like wing or like cloak cape parts. If you want to call it that. Unfortunate that a character with 4 feet on the pedestal has to have a stick shoved through his stomach. I'm assuming that they're doing that because the feet might be too weak. Like the ankle size might be too thin to support it. But there's 3 of the 4 legs are actually attached to the platform. I don't know. I think it works. It's cool. It's cooler than the Fire Emblem one, but I just wish that they could have done it without that. Next, speaking of Fire Emblem, more. This is another one of those player 1, player 2. This is the player 2 variant of Corrin, right? Yeah. Why'd they give me a twisty? They almost never have this stuff. When I think of those twisty ties, I always think of some sort of action figure. Yeah, so this is player 2 Corrin. This is the female Corrin. The sword is swathed in red flame, which just looks like goop. I do like the white pearlescent color of her armor. It's a very simple armor too, and then again, unfortunate boots, but her pose. Wait, are they toe boots? Wait, she's not wearing shoes. No shoes. The other one is the same way. Now that I look at it, interesting. Again, like Byleth, simple armor, so not too much fine detail. The detail comes in with like the painting, a little bit of the aspects of the sword itself, and then the face work. But it's just a fairly simple face with red eyes. Yeah, overall, I mean, it's a nice character. It's a nice pose, but not that interesting. Okay, next. Oh, God. The fact that these are in Smash is kind of ridiculous. I was definitely on the... though, I would say that it wouldn't have happened, but they put it in as a me character costume. Like, I was going to say that, like, Doom Guy was the one that I would have been voting for. But they'd never put him in Smash, right? But no, they put him in Smash. I think the reason why they didn't make him a main character was probably just because his moves would all probably be... Like, how could you do justice to a Doom Guy character without there being sort of, like, blood, guts, ripping, tearing, all that sort of stuff, right? I just feel that, in general, even though characters like this use swords and are violent, Doom Guy, it'd be hard to like tone it down but still be character appropriate. Anyway, so we got these. We got Steve and Alex. They are very solid, but hollow. Like they feel solid, but they're clearly just hollow. I do think that the pixelated paint actually works in this form. It's weird. I don't know. I've never thought that the Minecraft characters were exactly like the most appealing looking design. Like they work, right? Like in the Minecraft world they work because everything is square. Everything is blocks. Everything has this like pixel look to it. It makes sense. But just outside of that, I just don't know. I find them goofy and funny. They are interesting, but I don't know. It's a whatever character for me. Okay, next. Let's do another Smash Brothers one. This is Min Min. I was actually kind of surprised that I hadn't had this one already. I don't know how I missed it. I actually enjoy the design of this character. Like I like the ARMS characters. Never played ARMS. I don't know why. But I like the design of the character. I dig her face. I like the big, like, expressive eyes. I always actually appreciate and enjoy when they have, like, these, like, really super shiny bits. Like, either they're, like, metallic or it's, like, a shiny, plasticky type of fabric. I love it. And I actually do appreciate how they gave her, like, the noodle rope arms, but also just, like, put in that clear see-through tube to help, give a portion of that illusion. I like this dragon head too. Yeah, it's a really neat design. She's a cool looking character. I think that design wise, she works really well. And then this, okay, I know why they're doing it. It's a boot. But they like stylized it. They made it look like something I don't know what it has to do necessarily with the character, whether it's supposed to be like some sort of like motion line, motion wave, spikes, ice. I don't know if it fits, but whatever. It's better than just like stock standard clear plastic boot. But overall, I do like it. Like even like this detail, like here in the back, like whatever strap this is supposed to be for like her torso. Oh, okay. It's like, does she have to wear this so that she can attach her arms? Hmm. Oh, I see. Like this is even supporting this arm too. Probably because this one would be fairly heavy. Yeah, it's a nice one. I actually like really dig this one. I think this is probably like my second favorite so far, next to this one. I just think that they're just like nice dynamic poses. This one too, also pretty fun. Okay, keeping on moving. More Smash Brothers. Definitely on the newer era now. Because I picked this up this year. So this came out in January. And we have Kazuya from Tekken, right? I'm not wrong there, right? Yeah, Kazuya from the Tekken series. I don't know much about the Tekken series. Never really played it that much outside of like a couple times at like an arcade and maybe with somebody that had like a PlayStation in the past. But yeah, I don't know much. I know that his father Hayachi like kills all of his kids. They're always throwing people into volcanoes, something like that. Um, there isn't much to the character. He's got this cool flame detail, and I like the color of his belt. I like his gloves. He's got this darker, like, scarring detail across his body. His face is kind of bland, much like the player to Korin. Just, I don't know, it's there. He's got a face. Does he have two different colored eyes? I think he does. I think like one of his eyes is like red or orange, like he's got like a demon's eye or something like that. I'm sure. His family's supposed to be like what, like the villains in this series, something like that. But anyway, it's an okay figure. I think I like his pose. I feel like they could have done his pose without the boots, but maybe it's just because of his wider stance. And I think that it might just be because like he's got a wider stance and then also scale wise, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, he's okay. Now, final Smash Brothers character. Again, this is another one from this year. We got Sephiroth, which I was actually kind of stoked for this one. I like the Cloud figures, and it's nice to actually have like, I don't know, like I like Final Fantasy. I like Final Fantasy 7. Cloud and Sephiroth are cool. I never got into like any of like those crazy, massive like anime statues, so I never had anything, physical for Final Fantasy 7. But it's cool to have these at least. But yeah, here we got Sephiroth, the one-winged angel. His face again kind of suffers from like being small and painted on, but again, I feel like it's almost like a better face than Kazuya. Barely, but I like all the detail. Wings. Oh, it's kind of like rubbery. I mean, of course. I think that the thought that I'm having in my head is that because it like is kind of flexible, it like makes sense. Like it's a wing, like it flows. I don't know why. I'm like okay with that, but I like all the feather detail on there. I just all the straps and clasps and like simplified armor, but the way that they did his like boots, pants, and jacket, it all like looks like the fabric that it should be, which I appreciate. And of course, got long sword. I appreciate the fact that the sword isn't like attached in multiple places. There's no weird clear piece holding it in, although he does have a massive rod shoved up his ass. But at least from the front, like the way that you would display this character, you don't really see it. So that is appreciated. I think they have actively tried to make it so that you don't really notice the boots. They're there. Some characters hide it better than others, but I think this one is hidden quite well with the pose. It's a really nice figure. I do like it. It's a basic pose, but it's still cool just because it's Sephiroth. Like, this is just his pose. He's intimidating enough, just like that. Okay, 2 left. I think these are the oldest ones that I have. Oh shit, even thinking about the fact that this is like 5 years old now is kind of ridiculous. But we have Link, the Skyward Sword one. These have been incredibly expensive recently, or as of late, and I managed to find this for what I would consider to be a reasonable price. I had 2 Links that I was missing from my collection. This one and the one that I'm going to show after this. And I'll be honest, this Link cost me, I want to say like 30 something, and the other Link cost me 40. But that's much better than the anywhere from like $90 to $150 that I was seeing them for before. But yeah, so this is Skyward Sword Link. His little defender pose. I dig it. I like this one because I like the chainmail. I think they had chainmail on the Twilight Princess one as well, and I think chainmail fits with Link. Like it's a good look because again, medieval type character setting, it makes sense. But I like the colors on this one. Color of his pants is nice. I think he's got like a nice serious face, and there's plenty of detail like on the sword and the shield too. The scabbard looks really nice, and like those little pouches. Not a super detailed character, of course. Link has always been pretty simple. I think Twilight Princess Link would probably be like one of the more detailed Links just overall. Before like Breath of the Wild Link, because like with Breath of the Wild Link, he has all sorts of different outfits and everything. But when you're sticking at least with like the standard like green tunic, he's not like super detailed, but I do dig it. It's a nice pose. It fits Link, and I dig it. Last one, most expensive one, like individual Amiibo that I purchased is this one for sure. You have the little Majora's Mask Link. I kind of dig him. I think his face is perfect. I think it's like the right expression for young Link. And like even like the sword, like it looks like it would it's like blocky, like it came like right out of the N64, but like a handguard this big would just seem like impractical. But yeah, again, we're going to like simple costume, just the tunic, no pants. Got the boots. I've always enjoyed how they do like these little flaps for the boots. Very, plain looking. Shield looking really cool too. And I like the little work that they have on the scabbard for what you can see. But yeah, love it. We got the Goron mask. Nothing on the inside. But yeah, very nice pose. Again, I feel like with Amiibo in general, I think that they do really well in capturing like the essence of a character. And I dig them. I would say that these 3 probably my favorite ones out of a lot of them, with these two probably being like my favorite poses, or the poses that I think work the best for the characters. Let me know. Let me know what you think. What's, out of all of these, this wild assortment, this weird gaggle of characters, would you say would be like your favorite? And let me know. Either way, we'll talk to you next time. I'm going to go play some Zelda and scan these guys. See if I can get their costumes. But yeah, see you later. Bye-bye.